a creative genius. Let's just put that out there right now. I'm a creative connoisseur, maybe an enthusiast. I see creativity everywhere, and especially in this room, I see creative geniuses all over here. And I get it, you're probably like, you don't even know me. But trust me, we're going to get there, and I'm going to show you how to find the creative genius in you. So this thing I want to cover first is that when I talk about creativity, I'm not talking about artistry. They're two different things, and people often get them confused. A lot of the times when people are saying like, but I'm not creative, what they mean is that they're not particularly artistic, and that's okay. You don't have to be a wizard with a paintbrush. You can totally master stick figures and still be very creative. I personally grew up with some stick figure mastery. I was considered somewhat artistic as a kid, and actually that pressure of growing up of people just being like, you're so creative, like all the time, really put a lot of pressure on me because I didn't want to live a life where I needed to be creative on the spot. That sounded like too much. And so I actually went and took my career in a different direction, one that I thought was the opposite of creative. I went in a business point of view. But it turns out, as many of you here are now discovering, that business can be very creative, right? So my career went more into program and project management at institutions and corporations, and I did a stint in Japan teaching English, but I was still being labeled as creative wherever I went, and that was really confusing to me because I particularly went in the opposite direction of artistic. And so it was that moment that I figured out, what is it about how I carry myself through life that people are like, oh, you're so creative. And so that's what I figured out, and that's what we're going to talk about. It turns out that I ask a lot of questions, and most of the questions that I ask start with the phrase, what if? So I approach things saying, what if we looked at this in a different way? And that phrase, what if, has a lot of freedom behind it because it causes a momentary hiccup and makes people pause to really think. And that phrase, what if, can really change the narrative of whatever you're doing because then people are rethinking things and you're bringing your own point of view. So for example, in the marketing agency that I work in now, I inherited a project that could have gone merrily down the road, lockstep, in everything that they had done before, which was a postcard. And this postcard they had sent out to get people to attend an event. And they had sent that postcard the year before, and the year before, and the year before that. And so I got there, and I was like, hey, what if we thought about this differently? It turns out that over 90% of the people who went to this event come from just 11 states. So what if we take those 11 states and make something really cool and target the people in those 11 states instead of just blanketing the nation in a postcard where most people aren't going to come. So I actually brought the example of what I made. So instead of just doing a plain old postcard, we did one that has folds. Ooh. It's so creative, right? And it opens vertically. No, seriously, this is a big deal. I know it doesn't seem like that, but it's different. So my next point is to say that what you do in creativity, when you ask that question, it doesn't need to be groundbreaking, and it doesn't need to be artistic. It can just be another way to look at something. Turning something on its side can help you get out of that proverbial box that everybody's in all the time. So ask that what if question. It'll set you down on a path, and it'll allow you to share your unique experience and bring it out into the world. Another example is actually our program here tonight. Before I took this marketing job, I was the alumni director here at the School of Business, and I invented 7x7. That's not an invention. TEDTalks did that. Greek philosophers did that, right? Talking in front of a bunch of people. So it's not that inventive. But I thought about it in this idea of The School of Business really inspires innovation and entrepreneurship with our students and with our alumni and our surrounding community. But what if you're not trying to be the next Tesla, right? I mean, I'm not inventing things over here. What if you're just in a creative rut and you need a different way of thinking about something? And so I was putting myself in the shoes of those people that are just like, I just need something different. And so I brought up 7x7 to bring people like you and me to the stage who have used creativity and innovation to solve everyday challenges. So hopefully you get some of that inspiration here tonight. Also, I haven't practiced, so this is going to be fun. So as you're putting out your what-if questions, I know it's really easy to feel swamped by rejection. It's really scary to hear the word no. But the thing is that everybody has a different point of view, and if you never let that idea out, you never learn from it. You can't test it. And how many times have you gone down the road and been like, if only I would have just said something, we could have changed this. So don't be worried about no. I know it sounds simple, like ask what-if questions and explain your point of view, but that no can be really scary. And my point is to say that nothing changes with no. Don't be afraid of no, because no is status quo, right? You put an idea out there, somebody says no, life goes on as planned. It's all good. So if you can conquer that no, you're going to be sweet. So quick recap, my last 13 seconds. Ask what-if questions. Practice speaking up so that you can test your ideas and amplify your idea. You don't have to do groundbreaking things. You can just make an improvement on something, and it could change everything. And ignore the haters, right? You're going to hear no. It's okay, right? They're probably just scared of taking risks. So in the end, I want to say have the confidence to go forth and be creative, put your ideas out there, have the confidence to tackle rejection. It's cool, everything goes on. And then you'll become your own creative genius and you can air quote other people. So thank you very much.